What is the hardest thing about being a man? You know what's funny? I see a groundswell of support for women on social media these days. So many of those BuzzFeed articles like so and so had the perfect response about being a woman to blank, or 18 times this chick didn't give a frick about her weight or looks, and at the same time, these websites perpetuate these impossible standards for men to live up to. Like, check out these 20 hot bearded men and they're all tall and bearded. We as men are going through the same exact thing that women are going through, but it's not talked about at all. You never see anything shared or reposted that says this celebrity had the perfect response to not being tall. Preposterous. How about the short Asian kid who can't grow facial hair but sees all of these pictures? Or the short black guy who looks nothing like a lumberjack? Me. Social media these days is doing men nothing but a disservice by circulating whatever fad they believe should be popular for men and needs to be the standard. I actually don't blame everyone going out there and dressing and looking the part. We're just trying to compete. For me, it would have to be pressure from other dudes to constantly have a girlfriend or a friend with benefits. I've never even been on a date in my life, let alone gotten a girlfriend. This constant pressure from my friends just builds up and I want to do something about it, but I'm just terrible with women. I can't even hold a normal conversation, let alone successfully ask a girl out and get a date. So since I suck at it, I wanted to work on myself and not focus on girls. But it doesn't stop there either. If I'm not constantly hitting on girls, someone thinks there's something wrong with me. I can't even remember how many times I've been asked if I'm gay just because I never bring girls home. Or how many times I'm asked why I don't have a girlfriend yet, as if I just forgot to pick one up from the store on the way home. Pressure from my friends and family to get women just really frustrates me to no end when it's almost expected from everybody. I'm expected to perform in bed at the drop of a hat. Like, oh, I'll just show him my boobies and he'll be ready to go. Guys like foreplay too. Women aren't the only ones who would love a back and foot massage after coming home from work. And I might have a higher sex drive than my so, but it doesn't mean I'm always on. When she's not in the mood, I'm like, it's cool, I got this on my own. When I'm not in the mood, she's like, you don't think I'm pretty anymore. Making the first move towards girls might not seem like much, but man, it really is. I'm a single father. Nearly everything that is put in place to help single parents is prejudiced against males. The courts are skewed to the point that they don't really care to hear the father's side of the things. They handed her custody and forced me to pay child support and medical, even though my son was living with me and being supported by me. When she got into an accident with my son in the car 2 months later and tested positive for several illicit substances, I was the only one getting at least weekly visits from DCF to make certain that my house was a safe place for my son to be. Dealing with dirtbags. There's a strong social pressure to stand your ground and not be disrespected. You can usually laugh it off and take the high road. But if someone disrespects a woman you're with, now you have to get in this butthole's world rather than just walk away, even though nothing can be gained by it other than some perceived protection of your status as a man. Expectations from family, friends, society. I was out of work for like 9 months after the army and all I felt like a complete failure. I was going through some other stuff too, but I saw all of my friends who were successful around me and yay, just worthless. I realized I was just putting myself down though. I have this inner expectation that honestly isn't the same way society is anymore. Women are successful as all heck and my wife is one of them. I felt like a failure while at the time. The wifey didn't mind at all taking the brunt of expenses. She actually liked it, felt proud. She would say things like, it's my turn now, honey, and I would just be like, yay, but she was being honest. I see that now. So I say expectations from other people, but in reality, these days, we are probably harder on ourselves than what anyone else expects. Some will probably disagree, but hey, that's my take on it. I can relate to this a lot. My time in the army is coming to an end and unfortunately I have nothing in terms of proper official qualification to show for it. So for the last years I was in charge of men and machinery, and next year I'll have to start again as a trainee with kids who've just finished school. Plus, goodbye to the paychecks and nice car. I am expected to be one who engages in relationship. You are the guy. You must start talking to me, think what to go do all the stuff. Sometimes I wish for a girl who equally participates in relationship. Every girl who I've dated is like this. I feel like I don't learn anything about them except they are open to my interests. Oddly enough, girls who want to be my friend are more likely to suggest places to go. As an average looking dude, I do worry about dying alone quite a bit. As a below average looking dude, I believe I do know how you feel. The more you expect, the more you risk disappointment. Expect nothing. Live your life freely. Everyone is out for themselves. Having to guess based on extremely subtle hints whether a girl is into you, or maybe there aren't hints at all. Guys do all the work as far as initiating romance goes. That, compounded with being shy, essentially guarantees no women will be interested in you. Also, women are allowed to completely disrespect men's time like it's no big deal. It's the norm in college. Made plans weeks in advance. The girl can tell you an hour late that she is studying, and sorry, whatever the reason is, it's usually bulls. There's always that forgive all phrase, sorry. Simply saying sorry doesn't change the fact that you wasted an hour of my time, which is equally important to me as yours is to you. Sorry doesn't forgive somebody for being selfish. There's no point in saying that word if you don't mean it, but whatever the reason is, you have to forgive women for this crap. Because if you don't, you're being an butthole, and she will tell everybody about it, including her friends. It's absurd. Being unwanted, disposable. I volunteer at my church during homeless feedings. I can count on one hand the number of girls I've seen come in. The vast majority are older men, hunched over with tired eyes and 20 layers of clothes. Too nervous to ask for a second helping, even though we know it's gonna be their only meal for a few days. When I started my current relationship, I was so confused when she would talk to me first, plan a date without having to pull teeth, not shy away from simple contact. That just wasn't expected in my other relationship. I couldn't understand wanting to be around me. I've never seen a movie where a girl fights tooth and nail to save a guy. I've never read a book where a man gets to ask for help before any other option is exhausted. Sometimes it feels like a lot of men could just drop out of the world and no one would care. Having struggled with it myself, I think that's what drives a lot of men to suicide. But even now, it's a struggle to say anything about it. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, or make out my experience as a big deal. Asking for attention isn't something a man should do, right? Walking a fine line between endearing and sincere versus creepy and hidden motives. Strike up a conversation with a random girl. Yeah, it is a nice day. My boyfriend just texted me how nice it is outside. See a lost child. Decide to help them find their mom. Is that a kidnapper? Girls want a cool, calm, collected, confident guy to approach them, not the other way around. Make eye contact and get up courage to make a move. You what a creeper. How dare he talks to me? I'm just out here for a drink, not to talk to horn dog guys. Strike up a conversation with a random fellow guy. That dude had to be gay. Why else is he talking to me? Text a girl back after a date saying you had a great time. He seems a little obsessive. And I know these are basically hyperboles and some can be applied to both genders, but mostly men have this issue of being perceived as sneaky sex-starved perverts that could never be capable of anything innocent or genuine. Girl, if you wanna get with me, you gotta make me laugh. Why is it my responsibility alone to be funny? Can't we both just have senses of humor together? Awkward boners. No, I'm not attracted to everything. Being swift as a coursing river. With all the force of a great typhoon. Woman here, so feel completely free to tell me to shove it. This is just something my guy friends and I have talked about, and I thought I'd share our general consensus. One of the hardest things is being the only group in today's world that is deprived of the right to say that society could still treat you better. Objectively, it's very clear that men, like all groups, still face unique challenges. But since they are the group that's on top, their concerns are not a priority. It's like society will not let men progress until everyone else is caught up to them, whatever that means. Not only are your concerns treated as invalid, but you are chastised for even having concerns in the first place. I would hate to have my voice taken from me like that. Societal expectations. When you're a guy, you're expected to be strong, not cry, not care about anyone's feelings but your own. Hold your emotions in and to never share them. Athletic, intelligent, the breadwinner in the family, hold a well-paying job. Compared to your girlfriend wife, be up for sex 24/7, be good with tools or fixing things, know how to handle every situation, etc. We're not allowed to have faults, or to be things that aren't manly. Kicking the crap out of that grizzly bear on your 18th birthday. On a serious note, hidden mental health issues. Even though awareness has improved of late, people still struggle to acknowledge it as a real disease that causes huge problems for society. You are always one awkward comment away from being labeled a creep and persona non grata to a girl, and her friends, and anyone they talk to about you. My 3-inch massive erection. Stop bragging. Sleeve buttons on dress shirts. Seriously, how the frick am I supposed to do this? EHH. At the end of the day, men's clothing is much easier than women's clothing, so I can handle sleeve buttons, as long as I get to keep my pockets. Honestly, it's simply the concept of being a man. We're not supposed to show emotions and aren't really allowed to talk to our friends about feelings and stuff. This crap can really build up inside and make things much worse over time. Bro, I feel like you're hanging out with the wrong dudes. Being a man is being man enough to show those emotions and let it out. We're only human and any other man should know that. Be smart, athletic, financially successful, and it had better be evident that this is the case. Don't worry about crippling debt or beautiful yet entirely insecure women who can ruin your life emotionally and or financially. You can suck it up and deal with those problems, because you're a man, goddammit it. Now let's go barbecue some meat. Heck yeah, and chug beers. Cry myself to sleep every night. Having to just take it. Feeling depressed and hopeless, everyone does. Suck it up. Are you being physically or emotionally abused by your significant other? Quit complaining. You can take it. Have any sort of mental illness, white knuckle that crap. Or just bottle it up inside until you hit the referee with a bottle like daddy did. Homer. 2 things. 1. When I didn't go to the gym and wore sweet pants around to places or not nice clothes, I was a slob to women. Now I'll lift and do cardio regularly, upgraded my clothes, and take care of things like my teeth, hair, and skin. So now apparently now I'm gay. 2. I'm average height for an American male, 5 feet 9 inches. Yet somehow I'm called short because I'm the same height as girls in what amounts to stilts. Short girls like tall guys. Tall girls, rightfully, like tall guys. Man, I would kill to be 5 feet 9 inches. I'm only 5 feet 1 inches. Taking my son to the playground without my wife without getting the stink eye from some overly paranoid mom or grandma. WTF people, I just want to spend some time with my son. Why am I being looked at like I'm a kidnapping pedophile? Crap. The kid even looks just like me. Often, not always but often, it feels like the girl is giving the guy sex, and not both partners actively engaging. Women know that men desire them and want them, but a lot of them don't do a lot to reciprocate and make the man feel desired. Or maybe my ex was just a B. No, that's common in a lot of relationships, but your ex was still a B. You've been visited by the good policy grandpa. You will be blessed with good economics and healthcare, but only if you comment sleep well burner. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check out another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day, you magnificent people.